Okay, so thanks. I'm going to try and recap what happened in my session without overlapping too much of what Brooke said, and then add a few comments of my own. And so first I want to say, I think it was Margaret who said apples to apples. So I want to give credit where credit is due, and think, that could even be the title of this workshop, because that seems like what it is that we're trying to do. And Margaret also emphasized the reasons, why are we doing this now? Well, because there's been such an explosion of interest in benefit cost, so many different applications, and some examples now where it has had a real influence on policy. So the discussion was that there needed to be standards for research design, assessing costs, estimating benefits, things like how do you deal with valuing opportunity costs, what benefits should be included, what discount rates should be used. Those all seemed like areas where it should be possible to come to a consensus. The importance of incorporating uncertainty, another area where there seemed to be consensus. That one should think about designing your benefit costs ex ante rather than ex post, that it's important to collect a lot of information, or at least say what information needs to be collected ex ante. And then, so the areas that we can hope for agreement, it seems like there's quite a few of them. Another one was on costing, separating resource costs versus financing issues. And then in terms of sort of overall comments, I think an important thing that came out of it for me is the idea that standardization is a process. So if there is a committee that meets on this, it will be identifying some areas now that we can have consensus on, but it could also identify areas where there was consensus that there needed to be further standardization, even if there was no agreement on exactly how that could take place. So I think the issue that Brooke raised, which I also feel quite strongly about, that just for the IOM to say, well, the RCT isn't the gold standard, in the sense that there are other designs that could be appropriate in other situations and could be useful, and the fact that it's an RCT doesn't guarantee that it's a good study, that there are lots of lousy RCTs out there. Just for the IOM to say that, I think, would be pretty revolutionary. And even if it turns out that it's not possible to go further and say exactly what it is that we should do in each circumstance. So I'll end there.